Hey guys, welcome back to another day, another adventure. So yeah, this video is everything you need to know about Paraguay, and if just in the background here is just videos of me and pictures of me from my 3 years that I spent in Paraguay. Been living there on and off, but like 3 years, like maybe 2 years total. Like spending 3 months there, then I go to Brazil, then I go someplace else, then I come back. But yeah, the number one thing you need to know about Paraguay is that Paraguay is different from other Latin American countries because Paraguay is kind of like the country you go to relax and escape, because from Brazil, the craziness of Colombia, Brazil, or well, Peru is pretty chill as well. Peru is like pretty chill like that as well. But Colombia is pretty not much going on, but it's a place where you come to chill and retire, where a lot of old people come there to retire. But I love going there because right now I'm missing Paraguay because I've been in Brazil for 1 month, and I'm already just exhausted and draining because it's so loud here in Brazil. Like, you just walk out on the streets and everywhere is just, as soon as you walk out your room, everywhere's just really people loud, shouting, especially in downtown Rio. Whereas Paraguay is kind of the opposite. It's really peaceful. It's kind of like when you go to your grandma's house to relax at the end of the week every Sunday. It's kind of like that kind of feeling, and it's also just really a good place to relax and chill and retire. But I don't want people to ruin it. I don't want it to get crazy. I don't want it to get a bit overblown with tourists and them to ruin it. I like it being peaceful and relaxing. I mean, now I'm just missing my yerba mate today on the beach, the little beach. I had the beach all to myself, and it was just really peaceful in the plaza and the beach, just relaxing there with my detox juice and my yerba mate today, just feeling peaceful. Whereas in Brazil, it's just a constant. Essentially, if you're in downtown Rio de Janeiro, it's like constantly people shouting, always trying to sell stuff or wanting something from you, and it's constant people everywhere. But here's where people come to relax. But yeah, this video is pretty long. It's 24 minutes long, so I'm going to explain everything about Paraguay, my experiences there, and the number one things you need to know about Paraguay. Obviously, you can see here in this video, the women here are beautiful. They're lovely. They're really lovely. Whereas in Brazil, like here, you can actually talk to them there and chill with them in Paraguay. Whereas in Brazil, they're kind of always on the go in Rio de Janeiro. I mean, other places in Brazil okay, but in Rio de Janeiro, it's people feel on edge all the time and because there's so much to do, and there's unlimited options in Rio de Janeiro. But yeah, she was a stunner as well. The girl you saw in that video, she was and as you can see, guys are always watching me. As soon as me with blonde hair and everything, I stand out, and the guys always stare at you, especially the Paraguayan guys. Here's where I usually chill. Plaza Uruguay, Plaza Olero today. That's my little peace in heaven, escape from the world. When I come, even now I'm just dreaming about chilling in the plaza, having a nice time and relaxing. And this hotel is right next to the plaza as well. Yeah, and I just miss it. I just miss relaxing the plaza. But you need to, if you want action in life, if you want the good things in life, you have to get out of your comfort zone and go, on adventures and through the stress and through the hard work. But yeah, and this is Hotel Palmaroga, the most famous, well-known hotel in Paraguay. But yeah, like I was saying before about the guys, the guys do look at you and do stare at you because there's nothing there for them to do. Unless you go out. I mean, if you don't go out every Friday and Saturday, or every Friday or Saturday night, you will go crazy because it's a ghost town compared to Rio de Janeiro. It's like the opposite of Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro's people are stressed out all the time because there's so much to do. People are always on the go, and people are always shouting. And there's homeless people trying to mug you all the time, and you constantly feel an edge all the time, and you can't relax. Whereas Paraguay, it's just constant relaxing. It's a bit too much relaxing. It's a bit too relaxing, but that's what's the good thing about it. Because so Friday and Saturday night, like here at night time at the beach, or the Costanera, the walkway along the beach, and the nightlife, the women just really let themselves go, obviously some of them are a bit shy because they're used to the quiet, kind of calm lifestyle, so they kind of used to that kind of lifestyle. But the other half of them, they really love it when you come up to them and talk to them, because they're so bored Monday to Friday that they really let themselves go, and they have a lot of fun Friday and Saturday night. So that's the good thing about it. So when you go out Friday, Saturday night and you want to meet some women, it's probably the best place in all of South America. Besides Mexico, I think Mexico's great to meet women for the nightlife there. I think Mexico's better, but here is I don't know, I think Asunshan's on board with Mexico, but here is a great way to meet women. Like here, they're really outgoing because they're so bored Monday to Friday. There's nothing to do Monday to Friday. It's a ghost town Monday to Friday. So Friday, Saturday night, they finally let themselves out of the bubble and they finally want to go wild. So that's the good thing about it. And but yeah, like I said, the guys do look at us, do stare. There are some they like to keep it, and I want to keep it a secret as well, and the guys want to keep it a secret as well. They don't want foreigners coming in there ruining it. So you do get some guys that stare at you as well. And one thing you need to know about is that if you go into like a store, like any of these shops here, these shops in the shopping mall are pretty okay because they're constantly busy, so they're used to people. But if you go into any store, they're so bored. It's a very poor country, and they desperately need people to buy from them. So as soon as you walk into a store or any kind of shop, people come up to you and say, "Hey, how?" And just and just have their face right into your face because they really want you to buy something. They really want you to, because it's life or death for them. They need to buy some bread for their family. They need to survive. So if you go into a store, everyone will stop and stare at you because this is Shopping Mariscal. This is a great place to meet people during the daytime, or women or guys during the daytime. That's probably the best. They're Shopping del Sol and Shopping Mariscal. It's the best place to do date game if you're into dating. Meet people there during the daytime. Here's one of my favorite places just to relax in the plaza. Have my yerba mate today and a train. Sometimes I take my shirt off and train there. That's a good way to meet women as well, to get well known, because you take off your shirt, you go shirtless, and you do some training shirtless. And then when you go out Friday, Saturday night, people say, "Oh, I know you. You're the guy that trains shirtless," and you can show off your body as well, and show off your results from your hard work. And that's a good way to meet people as well. And yeah, it's like Argentina as well. It has a very good plaza, park, kind of peaceful environment where people just drink yerba mate or té de day in the park and plaza. That's what I like to do there. That's what I'm looking forward to do but I still have to do some things here in Brazil. And it's just a very peaceful environment, so people go crazy if they don't go out Friday, Saturday night, and it makes them a bit frustrated and a bit angry sometimes as well, because there's nothing much to do here in Paraguay. So people, especially during the winter time, I think during the winter time that they do have a bit of angst against foreigners. Not much, some of them love them, but I think the guys might hate the guys and think that Americans are spoilt as well, which is understandable because they're probably so bored as well. The security guards, you walk in any place, security guards, like they have police and security guards all along these streets here, and they're so bored. They want some action all the time, so they're constantly looking at you and they're constantly judging you and staring at you. So what's one thing you need to know about coming to Latin America? If you're not used to people staring at you, then you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a bit of a shock here. I had to get used to it first. I was like, "What are you staring at?" I was getting angry, asking people what people staring at all the time. But yeah, the guys or the security guys will stare at you a lot. But it's just because there's nothing to do there. There's never any action, so they're constantly bored all the time. But the number one thing to do here in Paraguay is have this drink, the yerba mate today. It cleanses your whole body, and I can't live without it, but I really feel so fresh and so chill at the same time. It gives you so much energy and makes you feel at peace all the time as well. I have it here with some herbs by the beach. It's probably my favourite place I'm looking forward to, just to relax, especially after Brazil. The chaos of Brazil, everyone's shouting, there's so many people here in Rio de Janeiro that I'm missing this. But I know when I'll be here in Paraguay again, I'll be wanting to go back to Brazil, so you need a good balance. But here it's like the opposite. It's like the opposite of Rio. You just have yerba mate today, we chill by the beach, and and then it's Friday, Saturday night, you go out and meet some women or meet some guys and have a good time. But yeah, and it's also very, very hot during the summertime. I mean, I've lived in Saudi Arabia. The hottest place I've ever experienced around the world has been Matamoros in Mexico and Asuncion, and maybe Saudi Arabia as well. I thought Saudi Arabia would be hotter, but people, you wouldn't think about that. You would think, oh, it's in the centre. It's not near the beaches or anything, so it'd be kind of chill. It'd be kind of chilly. No, it's really, in the summertime, you're gonna need air conditioning 24/7 because it's constantly sweating all the time. Like here, like I'm talking to these women here, and they're having a great time, having a good fun, but I'm constantly sweating all the time. So I think the best time to go out, it'd be autumn time, winter time. I've never been there in the winter time, so I think it might be better to approach women there in the winter time because you're not sweating all the time. Yeah, especially when I'm based here, I was constantly like sweating all the time, wiping sweat off my brow when I'm talking to women, which is a bit of a turn off as well. So yeah, Carmelitas here is the best place to go to. Probably in all Latin America to meet women here. Carmelitas, probably the best reception because I have it. Paraguay is probably the best place to go to. I mean, I haven't been to other places. I haven't spent much time in other places, but Paraguay and all the places I've been to, it's been the best place I've been to have a good routine. Not a good routine. A good rotation of women. Like anytime I go to Paraguay now, I can call up some women and have them come round to my hotel. I always have some options in Asuncion. Compared to maybe I'm just comparing to Rio de Janeiro because maybe I've lived most of my time in Latin America. I've lived most of my time in Rio de Janeiro, and then the second time I lived most is been in Paraguay. I need to try out Argentina and Uruguay. Maybe I'll have the same reception in Argentina and Uruguay because they're much more European, more my type, and more my blood as well. And they feel a lot more safer here. Like you say, they're much more open and talking to you. Whereas in Rio de Janeiro, they get kind of scared because they have especially in downtown Rio de Janeiro, when you talk to women, they're constantly on go. People are always watching, and it's constantly a busy. People are always fear of robbing them, and homeless people are always like trying to rob you all the time. But here in Paraguay, you can stop and talk to people, and you can have a chill, slow conversation with them, and they won't feel stressed out at all. And they drink yerba mate as well, so they constantly feel chill but with the same type of energy. Whereas in Brazil, they constantly drink so much coffee that the only way to be on their level in Brazil is to drink the same amount of drink of coffee as well every day, like they do. But yeah, let's go. If you meet them, it's like women. If you're into women or guys, if you meet them in the streets. You can meet them out in open space like here. If this was in the main cities of Rio, like in Rio de Janeiro, everyone would be passing by. It'd be so busy, people would be so crowded all the time that people wouldn't feel safe, talking to you. But here, it's very spaced out, so they don't get much foreigners here. They don't get much time for some action. So when they do, they're kind of open to it. But at the same time, they're very chill as well. So a lot of them might be very shy to talk to you. They might be very careful and kind of cautious whether to talk to you or not because they're used to the chill kind of lifestyle. So some of them might be very shy, but the other half are very open to talk to you because they're so bored that they want some action. They want to talk to you. But yeah, I think this is the best place in all of the world where I've had a good rotation of women. Like I can ring up any woman, I can text any woman and say, oh, I'm back in Paraguay, let's come to my hotel. And if she says, oh no, I'm too busy, I'm not in Paraguay, but I'll have another woman I can say, I'll come to my hotel, I have a good rotation of women, good selection. But keep it secret as well. That's one thing. Because Paraguay, that's one thing you need to know, is that Paraguay is a very small, Asuncion itself, is a very small city, it's very small population. So everybody almost knows everybody. If you live in Paraguay, if you live there for like 2 years, everybody will know you after 2 years. So it's easy to become famous in Paraguay, but that's a double-edged sword as well because everyone knows you. And if a woman is seen going to a hotel with you, then they might have like some bitchy kind of back talk, like, oh, do you see that girl? She's a slut. She's gone to the hotel with that guy, and they'll talk about you, and then everyone will talk to you about you on Instagram, and you'll get a bad reputation or whatever. So one thing you got to do is keep it secret. So if you invite a girl back to your hotels, keep it secret. Don't post her on Instagram. If you want to have a good, secret relationship with her, or get some action, keep her secret. Keep and that's what's good about being a foreigner as well, is that you keep yourself secret. You don't be well known. So you can have women come to your hotel room and they won't feel like everyone's watching you. They won't feel like anyone's like, oh, you see her, she's a slut. She went to the hotel room with that guy, and then and she's the boyfriend of that guy, and and then you won't cause any fights by people saying, oh, I saw you with my girlfriend, and you went to my hotel with my girlfriend. I'm going to beat you up and all this kind of stuff. So it's good to keep things secret and not be well known. That's a good thing about being a foreigner, is to, at first anyway, by being a bit secretive and being new there. That's what they like. So that's a good thing if you want to do well with the women here. Keep things a bit secret. Don't be like, don't show off a lot. Don't post her on Instagram or anything, because then everyone will know about it and they won't. That's a bit of a shame here, because the guys, they do like to be protective because they don't have much options, because it's a very poor country. So a lot of the guys here don't have many options. They only have the options of the women in this country. So they will protect and guard them. I've had times when I've walked into a club and guys have literally put their arms in front of me guarding the girls. Like the girls had looked at me, with like all googly eyed and nice, and next thing you know, a guy would like come up to me and physically put their arm in front of the girl guarding them. And it's such a shame for the women to make them unfree, and because it makes them frustrated as well. And they will they will be bitchy about them online as well, like say, oh, that girl, she's a slut, she's gone running off with a foreigner and stuff like this kind of. And they will be bitchy like that to try and get their own back about a girl that he liked has gone off with a foreigner or something. So they're constantly feeding them propaganda about foreigners as well, about gringos, and they don't want them running off with foreigners. And even when I spoke to a guy this is what I did when on the streets. I got into some guys went to fight me at midnight when I went for some food at like midnight, because I was nocturnal at the time from teaching online, and I went someplace, and 3 Colombian guys stopped me to try and have a fight with me. So the best thing I did was they never ever get into a fight in Latin America because they all carry knives. But if they block your way and you have no option, I did some stretches to show that I'm into kickboxing or MMA, and they were like, oh no, we don't want to fight you. So that's a good way to get out of a fight. But the number one thing, never ever, just usually run, always run. He's Colombian as well. He's a cool guy. Usually Colombians are cool people. But yeah, like I said, the guys in clubs, they will usually block or guard the girls because they don't have any options. I think they don't do it so much in Brazil, but because Brazil is a big country and everyone has so many options, and it's not in Paraguay everybody knows everybody if you live there for a long time, if you live there for a year or over a year, whereas in Brazil, nobody knows everybody. You can meet people every single day, and there's so many options in Brazil, whereas in Paraguay there's very limited options in every single way. Adventure, women, men, there's only limited options. So if you stay there for 1 year, it's an easy place to become famous. So if I was working out shirtless, which I might do if I was gonna, I wish I did in the past, I'd probably become famous after a year. But that's a kind of double-edged sword as well, because people will say bad things about you and say, oh no, that guy is a slut or whatever, he's a weird gringo or whatever, and they'll do that to try and protect their women. They'll come up with any lies or any bitchy kind of gossip to try and stop you running off with their girls, because they don't have any options. But yeah, that's one of the bad sides about it, because no place is perfect, and they do that quite a lot in Asuncion, especially online with Instagram, and it makes them very paranoid and very frustrated, because then when they leave the house, leave the apartment, they kind of think, oh no, I hope no one sees me today, everyone knows me. If you get bad reputation, and then if you go out on the street, they'll go, oh, there's that guy that had that thing posted about him on Instagram, or oh, there's that girl that she's a slut, she went off with this guy. So they have to be fair. They constantly live in a fear of that, which is such a shame. But it's the guys, how they protect their women, how they don't want their women to be free. They want their women all for themselves because they don't have any options, which is, it's kind of pathetic. But not all the guys are like that, but some of the pathetic guys are like that, which is a real waste, and it shows how pathetic some of them are. But that's not all the guys. Just some of the insecure guys that are there. But besides that, it's a great place to go to for dating if you know how to do it. Keep it secret. Keep it our little secret, and yeah, the women there are amazing. The guys there are really cool as well. You can just relax and talk to them. But yeah, you will have guys staring at you all the time as well because they want stuff from you, because they want to buy stuff. And here, like in the park and the plaza, you got to be aware of the kids as well, because the kids and they have families that are homeless, which is such a shame, and it breaks my heart seeing them homeless because they deserve a lot more. But they what they do, if they're homeless, they have some kids, and they say, oh, you go up to that guy and try and be really friendly with him. And sometimes I have kids who try and be friendly with me here on the streets when I'm training. And next thing you know, they're being really friendly with me, and then the next thing you know, they grab my bag. So you've always got to keep your eye open with the kids being really nice. Yeah, they might be really nice, but they're just trying to be that just to a lot of the time, just so they can rob you. What I do, I give them money every day. If some people come up to me and say, okay, I need to buy them some food, I buy them some empanadas every day, or some food, or some juice, or some water. So that way you get a good reputation. And that way they know not to rob you, because then if they rob you, then they know you won't lend them any money again. So if you're on the streets, hand out some money to the homeless people, or if the kids come up to you, say, yeah, I'll buy you some empanadas. So I used to buy some empanadas and some juice. That way they won't rob you. They won't grab you back, because usually they try and be really nice around you, like the kids or the homeless people. They may say, hey, how are you doing, where are you from? And next thing they know, when you're not looking, they'll grab your bag. But I understand that, because they have no options here. It's life or death for them here, so they have no options, and it's such a shame. I feel so sorry. I really want to help them. They deserve so much more. If I can give them $1 million, I would do, if I had that much. If I had a lot of money. But yeah, it's a very peaceful country. If you want to come here to retire and live here, it's so peaceful. It's kind of like England, in the countryside in England, when you go countryside and the little chill places, and that's why they're keeping it secret, because they don't want people coming here ruining it and making it loud and uncomfortable. It's a good place to go to relax. Like I go there every summer to have a cup of tea, have some dairy milk. They have some chocolate from dairy milk from England, and you can relax and have your cup of tea, have some biscuits, enjoy the plaza. After adventures of Colombia or Brazil, here's a good place to finally relax and have some downtime, meet some women, build a good rotation of women, but keep it secret. Drink some yerba mate today to cleanse your body. Have some nice sun here in the sun, but it's really hot as well at the same time. And yeah, like here in the streets, you'll meet some people, and they'll want to come up to you and talk to you. Like here, the streets are completely empty, but downtown as well, these little downtown streets, don't go out after midnight, because people will chase you, people will run after you. Midnight till 5 a.m, don't go to the downtown areas, because they'll run after you and try and steal from you. Had some people try and run after me. They'll try and be really nice to you. They'll be like, oh, come to our place, how are you doing, man, where are you from? And then, but they're just doing that to get close to you. Then when they get close to you, they can snatch your bag or something. That happens very rarely, not all the time. Maybe 10%, 5% time it might happen at midnight. But yeah, they're lovely people, lovely, beautiful people you can just relax with and feel at home with. It's kind of like Peru. When you go to Peru, the people are so homely and so warm. It's a good place to relax after the craziness of Brazil or Colombia, or maybe even Argentina. That's it, guys.